back in the Xfinity Series, Nationwide Series at the time, it was like, all right, if we don't win this week, we'll probably get it next week, or we'll have a really good shot at it. And then it was like, you get to Cup, and it's like, whew, those times are few and far between. So I definitely cherished that 500 win more than probably any other win in my career. And obviously it was the Daytona 500, but I look at another race that I win, I will probably cherish it just as much.
Sure.
That's one of the things that I think a lot of drivers disappoint me is how they celebrate a win, and I think maybe I got better at it, appreciating it, later in my career, and we started celebrating them harder because you really start to realize, like, damn, this is hard to do.
Yeah.
You don't know that you'll.
We haven't really celebrated as a team yet, just because I've been gone. I literally got on a plane this morning to get back here.
Yeah.
To do this straight to the competition meeting, and then here. So we haven't really had an opportunity. So we've been talking about that, what we're gonna do.
Right.
But I don't know. Maybe
maybe
a big bonfire at the ranch, and just
you have that West Coast swing, but I'm sure the moments that you did have between Daytona and the West Coast swing, they had your ass traveling all over doing media.
Yeah, I wasn't home at all, which was great.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I'm running on 2.5, 3 hours of sleep every night.
Yeah.
Like, could never have felt better.
Yeah. Well, had you not had to do that and be responsible, what would you have done to celebrate that Daytona 500? What in the perfect Ricky world?
We would have gone, if we would have had to stay Monday.
You got to stay in Daytona,
Monday,
so you're going to be
would
there.
have flown home Monday and had everybody at the house, and whether it be a massive bonfire all night,
And what are you drinking?
phone in Duggar to
play.
Going to have a concert.
yeah, something, right?
Perfect.
Like, buddy, I got plenty of buddies around here that play as well. And
So what are you drinking?
man, I tell you what, we had some after the race. We had some Sugarlands, which was great. But I don't know if I would do that all night.
No,
I'd probably switch over to your vodka before too long. 'Cause I'm a vodka guy.
Are you?
Yeah.
I got to get you a case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already got some.
Well, I'll get you some more.
Get some more, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate it. So what happened, in years past, they would put the car that wins in the Daytona USA display, but now with the next gen, did your car go?
It's there.
It's there.
We had to buy everything else. Normally you just build everything else yourself, right?
Yeah.
And no,
That's tough because
lost the whole
parts.
parts.
Yeah.
Underneath,
and it's a winning car. Like, I don't want to give away my good winning car.
So it's there.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
How long
seats and everything.
Till next year.
Yeah, till next year.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, so it was it's not profitable for the team that much to win.
Yeah.
That is something.
That is a great point.
I'm wrapping my head around this.
I felt bad.
About
I felt bad. My guys are like, yeah, we got to order another car. I'm like,
especially, I guess your team wasn't immune to all the other supply problems the teams were experiencing during the offseason, right? I mean, like, did you guys?
This offseason, I think, was better than
was
most,
it?
except for when they were redoing, rear clips and
That's
stuff,
right.
and it was like, like the parts and pieces, I think, were all kind of pretty good on, the A-arms. You think about suspension pieces and stuff like that we were waiting on, last offseason was not the big issue. It was more like rear clips.
The whole thing, the whole clip. Everybody says, and I say it myself, winning the Daytona 500 changes your life.
Yes.
What's been the emotion, or how has it, affected you? Clint Boyer said that every time you go into a restaurant, you'll go into that restaurant as a Daytona 500 champion.
Yeah.
He said that on
That's
air,
true.
and I was like, man, that's hilarious.
That is true. I was at the airport this morning, somebody looks over and is like, hey, congrats. And then, like, a couple of people were looking around. He's like, he won the Daytona 500.
That's it.
So that's pretty cool. It's actually really cool. But, I think for me, I cherished probably most out of it, just being able to, like, go and promote the sport, because I felt like I did that a lot, back when I first started and winning Xfinity Series championships and, staying in the Xfinity Series for another year afterwards, and doing it again. Like, you promoted the sport a lot and probably took it for granted. And then, now it's like you go a while without winning, and it's like you don't get asked to do a whole lot of stuff. And, there's some stuff you probably still don't want to do, but there's a lot of stuff that you're like, man, I'd like to be out there, promote myself, the race team, and our partners, right? So I really enjoyed going to Chicago and New York and doing all that.
Yeah. Did you go get a look at the street course?
I didn't.
They didn't take you by there.
Wow, dude, I was slammed.
Yeah.
I
figured that would be a place they would take you to, though. Like
promote
NASCAR
it.
would
To look at it.
NASCAR would be like, we're going to go there and have a moment. Or
I mean,
have
we
a
were
thing.
close,
Yeah.
but we didn't
That's surprising.
We should have just ran the
Yeah.
street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, traveling all around, and that was the exact same way I felt about it when I won it in 14. To be quite honest, when I won it in 04, I was dreading that week after, because I was a son of a gun back then. I wasn't my best self, and in 14, I had a new appreciation for how hard it was to win in the Cup Series, and when we won that race, I was looking forward oddly to going on that week-long, media deal.
Yeah, I don't even think they had New York planned, and I was like, we had Chicago planned, came back, and we had some stuff to do at the shop on Wednesday, but when we were in Chicago, I was like, hey, are we going to New York? And they're like, well, we didn't really plan it. We didn't want to run you all over the place, and I'm like, I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll go.
Heck yeah.
They
Let's
found
do
some
it.
things to do.
And, dude, they lined it up.
No kidding.
Yeah, they did a great job.
They're not used to drivers willingly going for a car wash media tour in New York City.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I think you're actually unique in that. I think it's not nearly as bad as you think. Really, as you say it is.
I think he is in line with
most
most?
drivers'
Is that right?
opinions. Yes.
No doubt.
Is it because you're nervous, or is it because you just it's an exhausting
they
day?
wanna be-
You'd rather just hang out with your team or
Be
hang-
home.
Okay, you just didn't like it.
No, not that you didn't like it. You just
Would rather be
You didn't wanna
somewhere else.
travel.
Yeah.
I got it.
You're going to travel for the race.
you like being at home.
Yeah. I don't want to travel.
Did you?
I remember when Trevor won in 11, dude. He went from New York, Chicago, he worked his way all the way across the. I didn't go to L.A., but he worked himself all the way to L.A. and then back to Phoenix.
Yeah, but the flip side of that is, and this has happened, and I know the year it happened. If you guys should feel complimented that these shows will take you, because they don't always do that depending on who the
Exactly.
winner is.
Yeah.
I'm listen, the fact that they could go book you, it's something we probably take for granted, but it's not a guarantee. That means that people wanted to talk to you.
Well, I feel like our sport, we haven't been on a lot of. In y'all's heyday, y'all were on every show all the time.
Mm-hmm. How much does the momentum from the 500 win help you? So I remember when we won the 514, the relief of being locked into the playoffs, even though you might talk that
Even
down.
there's potential that's not there, but
that's not going to happen. Like you're talking about, there's less issues, the races will be more predictable, and I think the guys
you've already seen the fastest guys are there, right?
Right. And so I think there won't be as many winners this year. But now that you have, hey man, we don't have to go chase this win. We can relax and just go race. How much does that momentum happen to carry you through the rest of the year?
I think it's going to carry a lot. I think for me, beginning of those races when we're not running as well as I want, it's easier to stay kind of focused on just doing whatever you can do to make your car better, right? So that you're learning, and but you already do have a win, which is nice. So you're not just freaking out and overdriving, making mistakes. And so I feel like for me as the driver, I feel a lot more comfortable in the car of, we weren't great at Phoenix at the beginning, so I wasn't pushing it and, going to make a mistake and, plow the fence off of 4 because I'm tight and I'm, just stayed in the throttle, right?
Yeah.
And hoping I made it. I just hey, I'll take what it gives me and we'll fix it up next pit stop. So I feel like for me, I have it's a lot less stressful, and I feel like I actually, probably need to learn from it. It's even though we don't, if we didn't have that win, I still need to be like that, right? And try and get the most out of our car. And I feel like we're doing that right now.
Well, man, appreciate you coming today. I know we kept you on here a little long, but thanks for.
I've got nowhere to be.
I appreciate you. Appreciate you giving us some time, and congratulations on a life-changing experience winning the Daytona 500, joining the club.
Was.
Now you know what would be cool, and I'm excited about this. Is every time they gather all of the living Daytona 500 winners together, I'll get to say hey to you and see you.
I know, that's cool.
We'll be in the room together.
Yeah, when they.
Because there'll be things that we'll do for the rest of our lives
together.
That'll be around that Daytona win.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
That'll be really neat. I think that's special.
I'm hoping that like when I go back to race, it's just not as much stress, right? You like already won one, so maybe there's like, is that not real or no?
I think it feels that way for like 5 years, and then after another 5 years, you're kind of like, man, I'd love to win that race again.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to win that one just one more time. But I'm gonna tell you, man, when you walk wherever that trophy is, it's going to be the one trophy that you always want to have around. You know, there's a lot of, I don't know.
It put it in perspective. I saw Tony after the race, and he was looking at my ring. He basically was like, he would have traded one of his championships for it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, dang, that's crazy.
That says a lot. I like it, man. I mean, that race is a special race, you know, and I like it to be held at a certain esteem, right? And
definitely feels that way.
I'm glad you felt
Still feels that way.
Yeah. Well, man, go have fun this year.
Yes.
And we'll see you
Thank
around.
you.
We'll see you at the track. Hey, if you like that video, you'll love the entire podcast, the Dale Jr. Download. It's available on all major podcast platforms.